Hi, my name's Herman Stewart and I'm the mentor's mentor. And today I want to introduce a series to you called Lost and Found. Are you currently feeling confused? Are you a bit foggy with life and feeling lost? Maybe you're not lost. You're just going through transformation. Maybe it's a sign that you're transforming as a person. We've all had seasons in our lives where we're feeling a bit disorientated, and it can be for different reasons. It could be you're starting a new job. It could be you've left the job. It could be you've ended a relationship. It could be that you've moved to a different place, a different city. It could be that you've gone to a different country. There's all different reasons why we will go through feeling lost and why we'll go through those kind of experiences. And identity change is one of the big things. You know, it could be that you are now a parent and you've never been a parent before, or you've become a student, you've started in university, or you're doing something that's new and your identity is shifting, and the identity that you had previously does not fit where you are now. That's a reason why there's a feeling of being lost at times. The other thing that people can feel lost about is when they're going through burnout. You know, when you're being stretched, when you're tired, you know, and that can just affect your senses. It can affect your inner compass, and that can make you feel lost as well. That's another reason. Or the other thing that can make you feel lost is when you've got unmet expectations. As human beings, a lot of times we expect things and then the experience that we have doesn't meet the expectations. And that can be a reason why we feel lost. We felt that something was going to happen and that thing didn't happen, or we felt that someone was going to respond in a certain way and they didn't respond in a certain way. And that can just throw us off. And a lot of us, we go through those things and we feel lost, we feel disorientated, we feel confused. But I want you to know that you're not alone and that this is quite normal. It's a normal experience. It's a normal reaction to something in life that's just unplanned. You know, you weren't expecting this thing to happen. You weren't expecting this season of your life, and it's happened. And now you're just trying to find your feet, and that's something that goes on. And a lot of times we cannot get through these seasons by ourselves. We need somebody, we need community, we need a mentor. Mentors are those people that have already gone down that direction. They've already gone down that journey and they are years ahead, or they're, you know, steps ahead. And we need understanding, and that's where we have a mentor. We have somebody that can help us to understand what's going on. And sometimes that mentor is a parent, and sometimes that mentor is someone that is further down your career, and you need to have a conversation with them that helps you to gain an understanding of what you're going through. And sometimes that mentor is a real good friend. So it's about us not being isolated and just not being stuck in our own heads, because when we're stuck in our own heads, we're just trying to work things out and we're not allowing others to help us. And us not getting that help can allow us to feel lost for longer than we need to feel lost. I remember in my life when I was coming to the end of being in my career as a professional recording artist, I wasn't admitting I was at the end of my career, but I was in a season where I just became a father. I was a recording artist. I was well known. I was on radio. I was on MTV. I was on stages with some of the biggest artists in the world. I was in magazines. And for me, I was so comfortable with that world. I was so comfortable with writing rhymes and going into studios and recording them. And then when I had my first daughter, that was a real change and a real shift of my life. And I had to start thinking about, how am I going to provide for this daughter? How am I going to feed this daughter? How am I going to be the dad that I envisaged in my heart for my daughter? and being in the music industry was so up and down, and it just wasn't consistent. So I had to start on a new journey in life, and I started training as a counselor, and then I started in my mentoring career, and I was new to that career. Do you know what I mean? So I was at the top of my game in one industry, and then when I changed, I started again, and it felt like I was at ground zero, and I was really lost because I just never knew where I was. I was directionless, and I was going through a transition, and a lot of us go through many transitions in life, and one of the best ways to describe a transition, I believe the analogy of a boat is a great analogy to discuss transition. So when you think about a transition, you're in a boat and you've just left the port, you've just left the shore, and now you're in the water. You're in the middle. You could be in the middle of the channel, you could be in the middle of the ocean, you could be in the middle of wherever you are, and it's like you've left somewhere, but you've not arrived at the next point of where you was going to. And that place, some people call it the messy middle. And that place is where we feel lost the most. And it makes us feel triggered, and it can create poor mental health because we feel anxious, we feel very apprehensive, and we're very scared. We don't know what's going to happen. But when you're traveling and when you're journeying in life, that is just something that is normal. So you just need to understand wherever you are and whatever you're going through, you're not alone. You're really not alone. So the way that you go through this is talk to someone. Don't suffer in silence. Don't suffer by yourself. Don't be someone that is going through this season of your life and not talking to someone else, because the fact that you can talk to others, that can make you realize that you're just not in it alone. Someone else can make you know that they're going through change at present. They're going through a season where they don't understand what's going on. And if you can do that, you can start getting a sense of direction. Speak to someone that knows you really well, because they can be able to let you know how you're probably not helping the situation. Sometimes we need truth tellers. We need someone that's close to us, that they're going to be honest. And then in the honesty, it's that truth that sets us free. And when we go through that season, that helps us. And it's also understanding that in the time of feeling lost, you could be encountering your new purpose. You could be encountering your new season. So I hope that you've taken away from this that you're not alone, that it's quite normal for you to go through what you're going through when you're experiencing something new, and that when you're going through an identity shift, it's going to feel like you're feeling lost. So I hope that you've got something from this video today, and just think about some of the people that are around you. Think about some of the people that you're speaking to. Are there people that would benefit from hearing this content? Are there people that, if they was to hear this, it will give them a sense of peace, and it will help them to start finding their direction? So make sure you share. Make sure that you comment, and make sure that you subscribe as well, because I'm going to be sharing more in this series of Lost and Found. So thank you for your time. Thank you for watching the video. And I hope that this has helped you to gain more clarity on the direction you're going in life. Take care. It's Herman Stewart, the Mentor's Mentor.